Hey guys, so a few hours ago, I finally got back from the theater from seeing Get Out. Um, I'm recording this right now, right after the Oscars just happened. That's why I didn't do the review right afterwards. I saw this movie like pretty much right before the Oscars happened. Got home right when the Oscars were about to start. What the hell, that freaking Oscars was something else. That freaking ending is, wow. Congrats to Moonlight. I just want to say congrats to Moonlight on winning Best Picture. That seemed like a rib that was being pulled on air, but apparently that shit happens on live TV, man. I still can't believe it. And also, before I get off, or before I start talking about Get Out, I do want to say, um, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. I was devastated to hear the news about Bill Paxton. I don't talk much about the celebrity deaths as of late. Bill Paxton was one of my favorite actors, always was and always has been, and damn, that really fucking sucked to hear that right when I heard that news right when I got home from the movie theater, was about ready to start watching the Oscars. I got the news about Bill Paxton, and I was devastated. Always one of my favorite actors, one of the most entertaining actors. Like even when he was in a bad movie, he was always probably one of the best parts about it. I love Bill Paxton. Goddamn, God bless you, man. Thank you uh, for all the memorable roles he gave us, and game over, man, game over. That's still one of my favorite lines ever. God bless Bill Paxton. But anyways, let's talk about Get Out. This is a movie that I was very, very curious about for multiple reasons. One, it was a horror movie being directed by Jordan Peele of Key and Peele fame. A guy who's more known for making comedies and stuff is venturing into doing a straight up horror movie. And I'm like, well, that's kind of got me curious at how this will end up. And even the trailers for this movie, I remember when I first saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, what the fuck was that? It was a very weird, very, very weird trailer. When the trailer that got released for this thing, I'm like, I was like, I don't know what to make of this. And but what also caught my attention, and I think it should be catching a lot of other people's attention, is the fact that right now, as of right now, last time I checked, this movie is still standing at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. 100%! It is, according to Rotten Tomatoes, one of the most perfect movies of all fucking time. Up there with The Godfather. I don't even know if The Godfather even fucking got 100%. Like, it's like, what the hell? Like, I figured, like, as the days would progress, the movie would start getting, like, negative reviews, but no, it's not. It's not getting any. Apparently, every critic out there has given us a good review. So, expectations were kind of unrealistically high for this movie because of that. And like I said, I've heard some people say they didn't like it, but I've heard a lot of people that did say they did like it, so I was kind of curious of where I stood on it. And goddamn, this was a good movie. I'm not gonna lie, this was a pretty goddamn good movie. If this is a sign of things to come for horror movies, we're gonna have another great year in horror. With this and Split, that was technically a horror movie, pretty much was. If those are signs of things to come for the rest of the year, man, we're in for another great year like last year in horror. God damn, this was a good movie. It's really, really, really goddamn a great thriller, first and foremost. It also has a lot of comedy mixed into it. The main guy, I don't know his name, who plays the black boyfriend, was really good in it. He had some genuine, realistic reactions, I thought, to weird shit that was going on. I also really loved Bradley Whitford as the dad in this. I thought he was hysterical. Like how he kept, like a lot of the white people in this movie, they keep trying to relate to the black boyfriend and try to befriend the black boyfriend by saying like stuff like, "I would have voted for Obama if he was given a third term," or some like weird lines, like, which was kind of funny because I said I can attest, that unfortunately white people do try to talk like that when talking to black people. They try to try to connect with them and it just comes off very awkward. Like the conversations that they were having with him were kind of awkward, but also realistic. I even liked the comedic relief best friend in this movie, who was the only reason, usually that can be a hit and miss with the comedic relief, because in horror movies, because sometimes you have some really bad ones and sometimes you have really good ones. The reason why this was a good one was that at the end of the day, he was fucking helpful. He pretty much helped him in his horrible situation that he was in. He became very, very valuable by the end of this movie, and he wasn't just a guy just making jokes the whole time. He actually did, come to his rescue multiple times throughout this fucking thing. I actually like that. I Catherine Keener was great as like this kind of really creepy hypnotist psychologist. Bradley Whitford is also like a neurosurgeon who's, and like towards the end he was great. I also liked the brother. He was kind of fun. This movie is a great fucking mystery. It is. It's a great mystery. Like, as this movie's progressing, you're like, where the fuck is this thing going? I will say it is kind of predictable, and where I pretty much knew, like, what I predicted was going to happen happened. And the fact that I pretty much figured out early on, even from the trailers, that this was going to be like a Stepford Wives, like a movie that's crossed between Stepford Wives and fucking Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. That's the best way I can describe it. That's what this movie basically is. Pretty much, if you can pretty much guess what the twist in the movie. There's not really much of a twist. If you've seen the trailer, you've probably seen, like, you can figure it out on your own, what's going on. And when you do get the reveal of what is going on, it's fucking creepy and very weird. And I was even trying to explain it to my mother. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, she was like, what the hell? And it also does very nicely integrate like social commentary about not just racism, but slavery, police brutality, the police, the bad relationship between police and the blacks, and it's a really fucking weird movie. It's a movie I don't want to talk much about without getting into spoilers. All I want to say is go see this movie. I don't think it's like deserves 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I wouldn't say it's like a fucking perfect, flawless movie. I mean, even some of my all-time favorite movies, I'll admit, have flaws in them. And I mean, this movie it's very, very good. And I love that Jordan Peele. even though this is a straight up horror movie, it has some comedy elements in it, mainly from the best friend in it, who I thought was pretty goddamn funny. At least he wasn't annoying. I'll give him that. That's one big positive I can say about his character. And he, like I said, he ended up being very useful. I don't know what else to talk about this movie, because like I said, I really like this movie. I don't want to spoil too much about it. I do recommend you see it. If you do go see it with a crowded theater, which I did go see. I went to see it. It's a Sunday night when I went and saw it. There was a few people in there, more than a few people in there, and there was a lot of talking and yelling at the screen, which can be kind of amusing while watching these kinds of movies. So that kept me kind of entertained. Like the one guy behind me kept telling me, "Shoot that bitch!" That's what the guy would shoot the person he wanted to get shot. And he's like, "Shoot her again!" He's like, and the character wouldn't do that, and the person that got shot would get back up. He said, "See, I told you, dumbass." That made me fucking laugh. Like that was like some of the commentary I would hear in the background. That was funny. That made it kind of more amusing. I do highly recommend. I want to see Jordan Peele do more stuff like this. It's obvious that he has like a real love of horror movies and stuff like that, and thrillers and things like that. He has a real knack. I think he might have a talent doing these kinds of things more often. Hope so. Like I said, this was a really solid goddamn movie. I really highly recommend it. As far as trailers go, Girls Trip. It's basically looks like Mom's Night Out, but if they are bad moms, but if it were instead of them just doing a bunch of hijinks around town, it's them going to Mardi Gras. Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, and I forget who else is in that, but yeah, it doesn't look that promising. The Belko Experiment. I've seen this trailer before. I don't know how the hell this hasn't been released yet. I don't know if this trailer's been out for like fucking forever, and the fact that it hasn't came out yet worries me. It has an interesting idea. It's about like this company in like South Africa or South America that is told over their intercom that if they don't kill like 3 of their fellow co-workers, then the person over the intercom will kill 6 of them, and so on and so on. Like it becomes like the Hunger Games, if it took place in an office building, which is kind of interesting. It has a good cast. It has a really good cast. It makes me kind of curious to watch it, but we'll see. I heard it's getting middling reviews, but it's from Blumhouse. What a shock! Every fucking movie is coming out. That's a horror movie coming out right now is fucking from Blumhouse, including Get Out, which was a great movie. So I can't fault them all the time. Snatched. This is a movie that I'm only curious because it's a movie about a mom and a daughter go on a trip to Africa and they get fucking kidnapped, yada yada yada. It's a comedy, and it's starring Amy Schumer and of all people Goldie Hawn. I almost wanted support this movie just because I want to see more Goldie Hawn in more movies. I love Goldie Hawn. It's awesome. Like I love the fact that Goldie Hawn's playing Amy Schumer's mom. That kind of makes me chuckle. I could buy that. Although fucking Goldie Hawn, man, all that plastic surgery. What is up with her? If you haven't seen like her in recent months, she looks just terrible. Her face is looks like she's been stung by a fucking bee. And she was never a bad-looking girl in the first place. She didn't need all that fucking Botox injection shit. That she was a really good looking back in the day. I love Goldie Hawn. Yeah, I've always been a big fan. I'd say it doesn't look that great, but it could be worse. Unforgettable. God, this looks terrible. It's a movie about Rosario Dawson is a stepmom who moves in to her with her step family, and her stepdaughter's mom is played by Katherine Heigl. I can't stand that bitch. Is basically becomes psycho and stalks her and her ex-husband and all that stuff. It looks terrible. It looks really, really terrible. I am not seeing that shit. And the last trailer I got was Baywatch. The Baywatch remake. This doesn't look that bad. I will say that. I had a couple chuckles here and there from me. They're not taking themselves way too seriously with this. At least they're trying to look like they're trying to have fun with it. It's got The Rock and Zac Efron in it, and Zac Efron has been impressed me as of late with a lot of his comedies, and I have any time of day for fucking The Rock. He's my boy. So yeah, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look harmful. It looks harmless. That's as far as trailers go. I'll be back later this week, probably not until Wednesday or so, with Elle. The other one of the Oscar nominated films I didn't get to see, and because like I said, they have very early times at my movie theater. It just got released. It's that French film from Paul Verhoeven about rape. I'm not looking forward to this. So, yeah, until then, I'll talk to you guys later.